Hey YouTube, Rob again, bringing you a brand new video. Today I'm actually doing a bit of a video response, just to my friend Kevin, okay, DrHasslein. He made a really great video yesterday, and I sort of was actually thinking of making a video, a very sort of similar video, and sort of discussing the same sort of things that he was sort of talking about. So probably I thought, well, the best thing I can do is probably do a video response. Because I really did love that video and pretty much just agree with him 110% on every single thing that he said. I thought it was just a really great video, and I'll leave his link below. I'll also leave a link to that video as well, because I thought it was big thumbs up type video. So I got a list here, just some stuff that I want to talk about. And well, first of all, big congrats to Kevin's for getting his brand new job. I think that's absolutely great. And he was also talking about, sort of being unemployed for quite a while. And I just want to say, well, I have been there as well. It can be, if you're sort of unemployed, it can be quite, it can get quite depressing. And you're applying for jobs and you're not getting any work, and it can sort of, you sort of stay home all day, and I think, what's the point of getting up in the morning, type of thing. So I have been there before, and I do know what it's like. I sort of find when you are unemployed, when you do sort of meet new people, the first thing they always ask you is what do you do for a job. When you got to say oh well, actually I'm unemployed at the moment, it can be quite a hard thing to say, and there can be perhaps a bit of a sort of stigma too. You sort of, people can sort of look down on you a little bit too if you sort of say, well, I'm unemployed, sort of thing, because there's, in some ways I think you're a bit lazy and, sort of thing. So it can be hard, sort of admit that you don't have a job, But I mean, for that, I do, whenever I have been unemployed, I always perhaps try to do some volunteer work somewhere, and in that way, at least I'm sort of doing something and have a reason to get out of bed in the morning. And also, same with, when someone does ask you, where do you work, you can sort of say, well, I work there, type of thing. You don't necessarily need to sort of say that that it's volunteer work, and you're not getting paid for it, type of thing. Because you are, technically are working at this place, Anyway, so just getting on to sort of, what sort of Kevin was saying. He also talked about, the first thing he was talking about was sort of the social media, and how that sort of has sort of had an effect on us, and in some ways has sort of dumbed us down, type thing. Especially with sort of the younger generation that have noticed, seem to have a large problem. They do sort of have a bit of an issue with trying to spell words correctly and have terrible grammar. And I have sort of noticed this on sort of Facebook and Twitter and a few places like that. And as Kevin was saying, you do sort of try to read some of the comments that people have made, and you do spend a few extra minutes trying to decipher sometimes what they've actually said. For me personally, I'm not necessarily the greatest speller, and but I do sort of, go back and sort of, what's the sort of top, say I'm going to leave a comment, say on Facebook or something, I do sort of type it out, and then I sort of go back and reread it, and then, I do sort of think, well, maybe that word there is not spelt right. So I do sort of, look up that word, which is, very easy to do. You have a dictionary installed on your computer, or you can just go onto Google and, type that word into Google, and it will actually sort of give you a suggestion, and, it does sort of, in some ways, correct the spelling for you. Which in some ways is, it's a good thing. It's nice and easy to sort of, get the correct spelling on something, but it also it does for me dumb me down, because I am actually just cheating and, just copying and pasting, the correct word in, not sort of learning how that word's spelled. Anyway, I'm just sort of getting Google to spell it for me, and then I'm copying and pasting it into my status, And I think that's sort of the whole reason that sort of, Kevin sort of made his video, was he was sort of saying that he had got a bit sort of sick of YouTube, and wanted to sort of take a break from it, and which is something I have sort of been thinking too over the last, I don't know, probably 6 months, sort of thing, just sort of on and off. Sort of thinking, perhaps to sort of taking a break away from YouTube, and perhaps concentrating on other things, type thing, and even in some ways, perhaps getting back to sort of the social media aspect. Just I have sort of thought, sort of toyed with the idea of just sort of, turning off my computer and leaving it off for a week, not using any form of, and not sort of using any form of my computer at all, which is, for me, would be a huge thing, because I pretty much on my computer, 24/7 and always on the internet doing things, and it is a big sort of part of my life type thing. And for me to sort of stop doing that and doing other things would be quite different. I might get quite bored. But I mean, in some ways I wouldn't mind doing that. I mean, I could concentrate on other things. Perhaps just read a book, or go for a walk, or go and visit a friend, or just, I don't know, just sort of get out of my routine and perhaps do something else a bit more than just sit on my arse all day and watch YouTube videos all day, or whatever, or just be on Facebook all day, type of thing. And then Ken was sort of talking about sort of the comments, and how sometimes you might make a video and spend a lot of time making that video, and then someone might only leave you like a 2-word reply sort of thing, comment, great video or something, and which I mean, I have sort of done that before, to be honest. But I mean, in most cases, I do try to, whenever I sort of watch someone's video, I do try to at least leave at least a sentence, of some description. I mean, in terms of, I do try to, this might sound a little bit silly, but say it's like a DVD update or a Blu-ray update, where someone's talking about sort of a few different movies. In some ways, I do try to sort of comment on, say, a movie that was that they were talking about at the start of the video, then one in the middle of the video, then the one at the end of the video. So you'll sort of have like at least 3 movies, and which sort of covers the whole video, which sort of proves to the person making the video that I have actually watched the whole video, and have actually sort of listened to what they're saying. Because I think that's important when you've watched someone's video, to sort of pay attention, and instead of just sort of putting a great video, I do try to sort of put a bit more in, to it. I mean, I also do try to sort of, whenever someone leaves me a comment on a video that I've made, I do try to always sort of make a comment back, and thank them for watching and leaving a comment. But I do think sometimes that YouTube doesn't necessarily tell you when someone's left a comment on one of your videos. I mean, I might leave a comment on someone's video, and YouTube might not necessarily sort of tell the person that comment's there, so they won't see it, type thing. I think that does sort of happen sometimes. But I certainly do try to make a comment. Whenever someone does leave me a comment, I always do try to get back to them. And I mean, if I was like a huge YouTuber, like well, if I was to say probably John Flickster or something, and where he gets like probably hundreds and hundreds of comments on his videos, and I wouldn't necessarily expect him to sort of answer every single person's comment. But I have sort of found that John Flickster, he's actually quite good. He does actually sort of, in most cases, if you do leave a comment, he does most of the time sort of get back to you, sort of thing, which I think is really good. I reckon he must spend a fair bit of time just replying back to people's comments, type thing. But I mean, if I was, replying on some big YouTuber's channel, then I wouldn't necessarily always expect perhaps a response back. And talking about that, I mean, I do sort of have perhaps a bit of a personal story about that. I mean, I have sort of, there was a sort of person that, this is probably going, well, I think they started their channel probably 6 months ago, and I think they've only got about 50 subs or so. And I mean, whenever I sort of find a good sort of YouTuber that hasn't got many subs, or has only sort of made a few videos, I mean, I do try to sort of watch the video and do sort of try to leave them a comment. I mean, I think because it is important especially when you're sort of starting out on YouTube, it's always nice to get feedback from whenever you make a video, because if you're sort of not getting any response back, then you think, well, what's the point of me making videos? I'm not getting any response back. So I do try to, especially with people with low subs, do always try to leave a comment and tell them it's a good video, type thing. And there was a sort of person that recently sort of started the channel and only made a few videos, and so I did sort of leave this person comments. I think I did probably at least 3 times and on some of the videos, and but I never once got a response back from that. And I mean, so I've done that probably 3 times. I've left comments 3 times on 3 of their videos and didn't get any sort of feedback on that whatsoever. So now, I mean, I do still watch the person's videos, but I don't necessarily make comments anymore, because I think, well, there's no point, because I'm not going to get any response back. And I mean, I have sort of noticed that other people did the same thing. I mean, there were other people left comments on these videos as well, and there was no response back to them either. So I have sort of noticed in the later videos, no one's making comments at all. Yeah, you know, so I think they've probably got the same thing. Well, I've left a comment and, you know, no response. But I mean, and you know, I do say that, but I mean, the videos themselves were actually quite good. They were really good videos, and did sort of, you know, talk about some very sort of very interesting topics too. I mean, the person did sort of say at the end of the video, you know, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it and leave me a comment, and which is what people were doing. But you know, then for some reason they didn't follow up with that. They didn't you know, respond to those comments that have been left on their channel. So I don't know, but that's just an example of you know, I don't know, I don't know why that happened. I don't know why you would make a video and ask for comments, and when people don't respond to that. I mean, that just sounds silly to me. You know, why would you do that? They also got, you know, the sort of the sub for sub thing, where people do sort of send you, you know, subscribe to your channel or something and say, oh, I love your channel, can you check out my channel and give me a sub, and with, you know, sort of the sub for sub, you know, type thing. And which means fine. I don't mind people sort of perhaps sort of send me a comment saying that, you know, you check out my channel and stuff. I think, which I, you know, whenever someone, you know, makes a comment on my video, or, you know, subscribes to my channel, I always check out the other person's channel and you know, and sort of see what's on there, and sort of see what's on their channel. People do sort of subscribe to my channel sometimes, and I'll sort of go and check out their channel, and they don't sort of have any videos up. So I don't know whether if I should subscribe back to them or not. Cause, if they've got no videos up, then there's no point in me subscribing, really. I mean, they might be making videos perhaps in the future, which I could probably watch, but at the moment they don't have any videos up, so, you know, what's the point of me subscribing? That's one thing I sort of wonder about sometimes. I think the other thing I'll talk about was, I'm not sure if you're sort of like a female YouTuber on here as well. I think they do sort of get a bit of a get treated differently, I think, compared to sort of the male sort of YouTubers I've noticed. Especially if you're sort of a fairly attractive sort of female too. I noticed that they do sort of get a lot of comments from guys, and I've sort of, especially with some of the bigger sort of female YouTubers too, they've actually put in that sort of thing where it's they sort of screen all the comments that are left on their videos. You can leave a comment, but it's got to be approved before it will sort of show up, you know, on the video. And obviously they've done that because they're obviously getting just too many sort of, you know, dirty comments or silly comments from guys that have been, you know, really sort of immature, and, you know, which I think is a bit sad. I think you got to sort of set up a system where you've got to approve all the comments that are sort of left, you know, on your channel. And also, I noticed too that some of the female YouTubers, they do get sort of sent a lot of free stuff too. Like, it seems to get a lot of guys to sort of send them, you know, lots of different, you know, free movies and, you know, stuff like that, and which I find sort of quite interesting. But anyway, I think that's my video. I don't perhaps want to make the video too long. I just sort of wanted to say that I thought Kevin's video was really good, and I just wanted to make a response to that, and you know, sort of give you my thoughts on it. I mean, in some ways I didn't necessarily need to make a response video, because I think Kevin pretty much said it perfectly. You know, I totally agree with what he was saying. So I didn't necessarily need to make a response to it, but I decided to do one, you know, anyway, and put my input into it. So thanks for watching, everyone. Leave me a comment below, give me a thumbs up, whatever. Yeah, just thanks for watching, and I'm sure I'll be back very soon with another video for you. I've got a few videos in the pipeline. Hopefully I'll get them done. So yeah, for now, thanks for watching, and yeah, see you very soon. Bye.